Hello, friends. How are you? How's things? How's life? All that stuff. Let me know. Please, seriously. I like hearing from you. Oh. Allergies? Atrocious right now. I spent the weekend avoiding, and I want to talk about it because I overcame it oddly. Oddly. Last week, I went to my first ever music session. I've told you about this. I'm working with a guy, a keyboard player, and he said, let's try it. So I went to his house, played some songs, did okay. Got to the fourth song he sent me to practice, and I just fell apart. I just couldn't do it. And we tried a few things. He taught me a few different ways. It's a bossa nova song. He taught me a few different ways to play a bossa nova bass line. It doesn't have to be this do. It can be a little something else if you want. And we worked on some ideas, and then I came home. And I avoided that bass line all week because every time I pulled it up, I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand why it was this way or that way or whatever. And I just put it aside, and I worked on the songs that I did know. And that's a problem. I also ran into some family issue this weekend. There's nothing to report, but my father's in the hospital, so I ended up spending a significant amount of time there, which meant that I just didn't have as much time as I had expected to work on that sort of thing. I have other stuff going on in my life. I have the Kitchen Island project sitting here that I messed up. We'll talk about this tomorrow. I screwed this up pretty bad, and I don't know how to recover from that. And that was part of, I just felt crappy. And so I kept avoiding this bass line. And instead of working on it, I was working through songs that I already know because it made me feel good or whatever. And instead, I was searching the internet for sheet music because I wanted to find somebody else's bass line to play. Because that would be, at least I'll get through it. But the problem is, that's kind of that's not where I want to be, right? Would it work? Sure, I could show up on Wednesday with somebody else's sheet music and play a bass line and feel good about myself or whatever. But that's not really teaching me why I'm playing this bass line or how this bass line was written or how I would write a bass line. Because ultimately, if you've never looked at like a jazz, it's called the fake book or the real book is what it's called now. It used to be called a fake book. It's basically a huge book of like hundreds and hundreds of songs that have been condensed to a chord chart with the melody, and that's it. Hopefully I'll put one on screen for this particular song. This is called Black Orpheus, and the idea here is that as jazz musicians just kind of, they just know intuitively, jazz is kind of, there's a bit of a book that says this is how these lines are played, and here's the chords that we will use, and here's the melody, and the rest of it you just figure it out on your own. It just works. And so that's kind of a really fun part of jazz. When I started playing bass, I decided I did not want to play in like a bar band that just plays 90s covers because I don't want to play somebody else's music all the time. But with jazz, that's kind of not how it works. Yeah, I'm playing somebody else's music, but there's no bass line written in this book. I have to make this bass line up. And sure, I'm following a formula, but that doesn't mean I have to do it exactly by that formula. And it doesn't mean I have to follow exactly what other people before me have done. And that's the part I was avoiding because I didn't think I could do it. So I put it off all weekend. I played the songs that I know how to play. I played video games. I visited my father. And I just didn't. But yesterday I decided I have to do this song. I had asked the keyboard player for a backing track of just his keys. He had sent me backing tracks before with his keys and and a bass line, but like the bass line kept getting in my way because I'm hearing it and then I'm trying to play it instead of what I'm feeling, and I want to see if what I'm feeling works. So I said, can you please send me just you and like the drums, brushes, like a simple drum track. So he did that. Yesterday, got home from visiting my father, made dinner, ate dinner, and I just said, you know what? For the next, however, I had 2 hours to spare. I'm just going to play this song. And so that's exactly what I did. We're playing it at like 105 beats per minute. I put it on 80 just to work my way through it. I sat down with that chord chart And I said, all right, I'm going to play I'm going to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And I worked through the first 16 bars. So this is like the problem with this song. It's a bit complex because there are some key changes. There are some bass lines that are derivative, like meaning that the bass is playing something than what the melody is playing, something completely different. And so instead of being like a simple 8-bar structure where you have an A and a B part and you just repeat those, this is more like a 32-bar song. Like the structure, there are some repetitions, but for the most part, this song is kind of all over the place. So I decided I'm going to focus on just the first half, just the first 16 bars. I'm going to get that down, and then I'll work on the next 16 bars. Because ultimately, as a bass player, I want to be able to open that book to whatever page. He calls out whatever song, we open to that page, and I can just intuitively make a bass line and play it. That is the goal, and that's what real jazz musicians do. And I realize that maybe I'm years away from being able to do that, but I'm never going to get there if I don't try. And so this song was the song that was breaking me. It was piling up in my head as this big, like this thing I couldn't do, that I'm not good enough, I'm not going to make it, I should just call him and quit, I should call him and tell him, you know what, I have too much going on in my life right now, I don't have time for this, I'm wasting your time, please just find somebody else. That was all going on in my head while I'm trying to search other people's bass lines so I could at least show up and fake my way through it. I said, no. Sat down after dinner for 2 hours, or what? It was really like an hour and a half, but whatever. And I just played those 16 bars. Actually, I played the first 8 bars for a good half hour. And then I played those 16 bars dozens of times, like 40, 50, 60 times through. I just kept playing those 16 bars over and over and over and over and over. And I stumbled through it, and I started over, and I stumbled through this part, and I started it over, and I stumbled to this part. And then I worked on these 2 bars, and then I stumbled through that, worked on these 2 bars, stumbled through that. Now let's go back and repeat. And I just, for an hour and a half, I worked on those 16 bars. And by the end of it, I felt amazing, and I hadn't put it off. From the outside, from the outside in, I'm a procrastinator. I wait until the last minute, I do the thing. I usually achieve whatever it is I needed to do, and I achieve it in a very short period of time, whereas other people might take a long time to achieve a goal. I will do it in a very compact, short time, but all that time leading up, I've just been stressing out because I've not done the thing. Instead of just doing the thing, I've been avoiding it. I can't do that anymore. I have to get past that, because if I want to be the jazz musician that can open the book and play the song without ever having played it before, this is what I have to do. I have to put in the work. And I did it. And you know what the magic was? At the end of the night, I decided, let's see what happens if I just run the whole song. Because the last 16 bars are not the same. They're all over the place as well. This song meanders all over the place. So I put it on like 85 beats a minute, hit play, and I played the whole song. I stumbled a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, I was able to just follow the chart and play something. It might not be the most elegant or the most interesting bass line, but I played a bass line in time, in rhythm, along with this song for all 32 bars, and it felt frickin' phenomenal. I started texting him last night and was like, I needed this practice today. I've had a rough day. This is amazing. And I got through it, and I didn't avoid it. And I woke up this morning and I played it. I try not to play when Malia's asleep, but I did it quietly, just to make sure I still had it in my head, under my fingers, watch the chord chart. It all worked out. So some part of me broke yesterday and decided that I just could not put this off any longer, because I ultimately, I still need to learn those last 16 bars before Wednesday. I still need to put the time in to work through this song. And this is what it's going to take for the next year, the next 2 years, the next 5. I don't know. This is going to take for a while. I have to do this. But I'm having a blast doing it. And I'm very proud of myself for pushing through last night. And I'm very excited to play the song. But more importantly, I'm excited that I was able to overcome that avoidance behavior, even if it's just this one time. I was able to push all that negativity aside and say, you know what? I can be good enough. I just have to do the work, damn it. And then do the work. It felt good. It felt real good. So, Do you struggle with avoidance? How do you get past it? Or do you just not? Do you just accept that I'm going to put it off forever and then come back around to it when it's time? I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments down below. While you're down there, please give the video a thumbs up. Whether you liked it or not, just give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'm trying to get back to 25,000. I was there like 5 years ago, and I've just been losing subscribers ever since. Let's get back to 25,000 just to say we did it. I appreciate that. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 12 tough truths that help you grow. Number 4, one of the hardest decisions you will ever face in life is choosing to walk away. If you catch yourself in a cycle of trying to change someone or defending yourself against someone who is trying to change you, walk away. But if you're pursuing a dream, take another step. And don't forget that sometimes this step will involve modifying your dream or planning a new one. It's okay to change your mind or have more than one dream. I wish I had the strength to walk away long ago, and I did not. My ex was the one who had the strength to walk away, and I can say that that was absolutely the best decision she could have made because my life has improved dramatically. My relationship with my children has improved dramatically. My relationship with myself has improved dramatically. And that's due to a lot of hard work that came from her decision to walk away. But I didn't have the strength. I couldn't. I was just going to suffer through whatever until my kids graduated high school. But I'm learning now, or I have learned since, that sometimes you just have to walk away. And that's okay.